I've seen a lot of answers along the lines of when they say negative things about others. Which I agree with, by the way, but for me a huge red flag is when someone can't let someone else receive praise or be the center of attention. I've met people in the past who have shown small signs of jealousy when I've praised mutual friends, siblings, strangers etc., and in each case it was indicative of bigger jealousy and self-esteem issues that led to some messed up stuff. The absolute worst is people trying to one-up another person's suffering. It's one thing to listen and say, I have a similar experience, this is what it is so I can relate to what you're going through, but it's entirely another when it's, oh, you've sprained your ankle. I broke mine in 3 places and was on crutches for months. What you're going through is nowhere near as bad. Never, ever dismiss someone else's pain because you think you've been through worse. They don't listen to what you say and respond accordingly, they only wait for you to stop talking so they can talk about whatever they want to talk about. I know people that don't even wait for me to stop. Now imagine those people being your best buds. Belittling the so in front of people but insisting it's a joke every time. Sadly, in this situation I used to be the belittled so. I briefly had a friend like this. We all went out for drinks one night, and she relentlessly castrated her fiancé while he just sat there like a kicked dog. Meanwhile, she outed my gay buddy to people we didn't even know that well. She thought the whole scene was just hysterical. Toxic bitch right there. Subtle signs that they aren't remotely interested in you, and the only way you two are together is maybe because an obligation, favor. People change their tune often when they have to conceal their feelings of disdain for someone. What kind of signs would you list as examples? On their phone a lot, ignoring what you say, pretending to be busy with something else. Personally, it's pretty obvious when people are just faking being busy. When you barely know them and they act like your best friend, then later ask to borrow money. Yikes. How to tell who is a leecher in minutes. When they're judgmental and critical of others, but never of themselves. You know my father? They don't really listen to you or pay attention to what you're talking about, but expect you to be totally engaged with whatever they say and act put out if you aren't. The distracting noise coming out of that other person's mouth stopped. Finally, it's my chance to talk about me. Yay, it's like they are not listening at all but just have an algorithm running that looks for keywords in your story that they can relate to one of their stories. That's why I'm the master of "that's crazy" and look really fucking interested even though I really don't care. Wow, that's crazy. When they only talk about themselves. I hate that. They should be talking about me. So tell me about myself. Allow myself to introduce myself. Everyone here talking about slightly negative people, but Op asked for the biggest red flag, so I'm gonna go with having a swastika scar on their forehead. When they start talking about the tons of money I am going to be making with their new business venture in selling knives door to door. This knife will cut right through your shoes. Asking me to PM them my ankle. Massive red flag. Sad face. How often do you actually get ankle pictures? Never. I'm going to see my uncle soon. I'll hit you up. Oh yeah, your uncle's ankles are definitely the bee's knees. People think I'm a bitch, but I'm really just blunt and tell the truth. They can't handle that. Nah, chances are you're just a bitch. That and the "can't handle me at my worst, don't deserve me at my best" types. If you can't handle me at my diddliest, you don't deserve me at my doodliest. If someone makes our first conversation sexual when it definitely didn't need to go that way, I'm out. Just a couple days ago I met a new neighbor and he asked if I was Irish, red hair. I said no, he said he used to have a red beard. Now he is bald and that means he has an abundance of testosterone. I'm still silent, not knowing what to say. He carried on and said he used to work at a hospital and had a bunch of really sexually active coworkers who only dated bald men. At that point I just walked away because what the fuck does that have to do with anything, especially what he asked me. Gross, no thanks, it took 20 seconds for you to get weird, I don't want to hear any more. Reading through these comments made me realize I'm an asshole. It's like, I've been told I'm an asshole by my very best friends constantly at one point of time and I just shrugged it off thinking I'm way too charismatic for them to handle. First step in fixing a problem is acknowledging there is one. Being an asshole isn't permanent. Keep up the good work. The second step is not being one of those people who use "I'm an asshole" like an excuse. How they treat waiters, waitress, cashiers, janitors, bus drivers and everyone in the service industry. A coworker friend of mine left a bunch of trash at the cinema after we finished watching a movie. I angrily picked up his trash, chased him and told him to throw it away at the bin 3 meters outside of the cinema. And he replied, "Dude, why are you so Japanese? I did graduated from Japan, I'm just letting the janitors doing their job." No dude, it's not being Japanese, it's being having manners. Couldn't look at him the same way again ever since. Be fair, not just to the other person, but also be fair to yourself. Don't put the other person's needs or desires above your own, or keep your needs or desires to yourself. Be assertive, not aggressive or passive-aggressive, and speak your truth, but also listen to the other person and be open to a discussion or a compromise. Don't expect the other person to always accommodate your preferences, and don't accept never having yours considered or honored. No unjustified apologies. Do not be overly apologetic. Apologize for making a request, for breathing, taking up space, being alive. Don't apologize for having your own opinion or for disagreeing with others. Many people, with and without BPD, struggle with over-apologizing, something that can serve to perpetuate low self-esteem and feelings of frustration, resentment, self-loathing, or self-betrayal. This is the opposite of self-respect. If you find yourself apologizing several times a day, start asking yourself, what am I apologizing for? Did I do or say something that legitimately warrants an apology, or am I over-apologizing? Often, people apologize to avoid conflict or because they have difficulty tolerating someone being angry with them, so they apologize to smooth things over or keep the peace. Here is an important point to keep in mind: if you apologize for every little thing, you may appear insincere when it comes to a situation where an apology is actually warranted. Building mindfulness around over-apologizing can help you to break the habit and raise your self-respect. Don't compromise or abandon your own values to try to please others or conform. Don't do anything that goes against what you know to be right for you. For example, if the rest of your friends want to go to a bar and stay out until 2 a.m., and you know that in your early sobriety you have difficulty being around alcohol, and you need to be at work at 9 a.m. the next day, then clearly this situation is not right for you personally. Speak up and make other suggestions or make alternate plans. Don't abandon your friends, religion, or hobbies for your new boyfriend or girlfriend. Make time to do the things that are important to you, and both you and your new relationship will be healthier for it. If another person expects you to compromise things that are important to you, then the relationship may not be the best fit for you anyway. Don't lie, exaggerate, or stretch the truth. Don't make excuses. Don't act helpless or take advantage of others when you are capable of helping yourself. Whether telling a little white lie or a blatant tale, people can be untruthful for many reasons. Often, they are trying to avoid confrontation, conflict, or getting into trouble. Perhaps they are trying not to hurt another person's feelings. And sometimes, people lie in an effort to try to manipulate or control a situation. Making it a habit of telling lies has a way of eventually tripping us up when one forgets what they have said and to whom they have said it. Play it safe and create a situation for yourself in which you never have to worry about what you have or have not said, thereby keeping anxiety, guilt, and shame away. Remember, telling only partial truths or omitting facts are also ways of being untruthful and can be harmful to relationships. People that are not considerate with your time. Being 5 minutes late every so often isn't a big deal. But when people are consistently 20 minutes late and make people wait, say for a dinner. Man, I'd love if people only wasted 20 minutes of mine. I find if I plan anything with people, my whole day is shot sitting around waiting and changing the plan at least 5 times. You immediately start hearing from them about all the time other people have hurt them, betrayed them, or otherwise been assholes to them. If everyone you encounter is an asshole, chances are, you're the asshole. Immediately tells you the most intimate things about themselves and the people in their lives, like a listing garbage barge emergency offloading cargo. They badmouth their own families, unprompted. Me, how are you? Them, yeah, so did I tell you how much I hate my dad? Me, whoa there. The worst is when they talk badly about their children. I once had an Uber driver spend the whole ride telling me about what AB his teenage daughter is, then at the end of the ride, ask if I wanted to turn this into a date. Dude, maybe your daughter doesn't want to talk to you because you call her AB and try to date girls who are barely older than she is.
Look at this lovely shark. And please subscribe, hit the bell button not to miss any video.